Oh, hey guys, what's up? This is Fault Kid. Sorry about this. Yeah, I don't know what I'm doing. Just some awkward dancing right now at the moment. But anyways, welcome to my movie review. I have done for I have. Well, I don't know. Sorry. So today I'm going to be reviewing, of course, the new Spider-Man movie that just came out recently, and as of Spider-Man: A Brand New Day. So Spider-Man: Brand New Day came out in when? I think somewhere back in July 30th or the 31st, if I'm not mistaken. But I saw it later on though, because we just did. But which stars, of course, what's his name? Yeah, of course that stars Tom Holland, who came back as Spider-Man / Peter Parker. And of course we've got the dude who plays Ned, his best friend. I forget what his real name in real life, but. And the actress who played MJ, the one that starts with a Z, I'll just call him MJ though, but she's in that as well. Of course, Sandy Seek, which I think she did pretty good or pretty awesome in this movie, which I will get to that later on. Of course, Jon Bernthal, who plays Frank, aka the Punisher, who was the Walking Dead cast, who was in the Walking Dead, and and he plays some other ones, and stuff. Of course, a couple other sorry, the freaking fly. But anyway, yeah, he was in a couple other movies though. I don't know if I get it or not, but I think it's a fly or something. So I'm sorry. But anyways, yeah. So I think it takes place in 2 years after a couple of years after the event of No Way Home. I mean, I can't believe it's been like it's been 5 years since No Way Home came out, and it's crazy. I mean, it feels like 2 years actually. No, it's 5 years, but crap, I cannot believe this. But I enjoy No Way Home though. I mean, Homecoming was fun. Far From Home was pretty good though, and No Way Home, I do think I like this one the most in my opinion with Tom Holland. The original Spider-Man from 2002, the Sam Raimi Spider-Man, I love this one, and I think this has to be my favorite one. Spider-Man 2 is my second favorite, and I love this one, and I know it's a lot of people's favorite. Spider-Man 3, I thought was underrated. It was hated by everybody, but I thought Spider-Man 3 was underrated in my opinion. I enjoy Spider-Man 3. Now, the Amazing Spider-Man I did like still is a guilty pleasure. Now, the Amazing Spider-Man 2 is kind of my least favorite, but rather watch that than my computer's about to fall asleep. It's definitely better than this piece of crap, Madam Web, which is the worst one in my opinion. But even though this may not be a Spider-Man film, so but I did enjoy those Spider-Verse movies, still. Anyway, back to A Brand New Day. Now the plot, of course, we've got Peter Parker, who's been working, and not only that, he's also been fighting crime, with the Scorpion, right? I mean, kind of like in the comics, like we got Spider-Man versus that Scorpion person. I forget what the villain name though, but And guess what? Okay, I won't get. I know it's gonna be a kind of a major spoiler though, but I won't get too much details to it though. But But anyways though, so now we got. Now Peter Parker's watching a live stream with Ned, and that's got Ned and MJ, live streaming and stuff like that, right? And they still don't remember Peter though, still, but and I do think I understand how hard it is to stuff which like after Doctor Strange erased all people's memories of Peter Parker, but not everybody. But I'm not gonna get to that right now though. But now now I'm trying to say, yeah, of course Frank, who played by Jon Bernthal. Who now Frank is actually the Punisher, like in the comics. Not only that though, I mean the Punisher is also in those movies though, like not like the ones from the 80s, which I think the one with Dolph Lundgren that came out. I forget what year it was though, but which was the original Punisher, which was the one with Dolph Lundgren in it. And of course, the Punisher movies from 2003 and the Warzone one. And then of course we got the Netflix series of the Punisher. Of course, they got John Bernthal in it. Of course, But yeah. And of course, John Bernthal, his character, who lives in a crappy place with booby trap and stuff like that, right? But yeah, so of course we got Jean Grey, like I said, also played by Sandy Sink, and then she's controlling people's minds that people do not remember what they're doing, right? And it gives to people, everybody's memories, including Peter's memories. Of course, we got Peter Parker's Aunt May, talk to Aunt May, and this brief moment with him and her, and and then it went back, and then of course he always keep giving them flowers to Aunt May's grave where she's buried, so which is a pretty sad time, and stuff like that. So and now what else is there? Yeah, now of course now with that though, Peter got MJ, and MJ it got into MJ's mind as well, and of course, and then MJ saw the note what Peter Parker wrote back in No Way Home, and and then he put him, he let MJ to where Ned lives or whatever, and he saw Spider-Man, and also Ned has the tracking of Spider-Man, which I thought was wow, okay, but then like we all thought that Jean Grey was the bad person this whole time, but turns out it's not though. I think she is actually one of the characters from X-Men, I think it was, if I'm not mistaken, but I'm not that big of an X-Men type of person though, that's why I don't know much, but I know I watched 3 of the X-Men movies I remember, but the rest of them were just completely lackluster. But I like Logan though from 2017 though, Logan, and I do like the X-Men 97 series, except I never seen the original series from the 90s. So, now what else is there? Now, of course, with the FBI cop the FBI female cop, I forget though. She has like 2 kids, and so of course, letting Spider-Man know what's happening and stuff like that, right? But now, but yeah, so. Yeah, now Spider-Man saving Jean Grey, even though because even though she lost her sister, and she got killed, already been murdered, and then of course Spider-Man sacrificing himself and by the Punisher. The Punisher made a huge mistake and it shot Peter Parker, but then later on Peter Parker's in the hospital, and then and then the Punisher got Peter's back on this moment, and of course we got John Bernthal's putting the Spider-Man mask, just waving and make everybody thinks that was Spider-Man that wake up in the hospital. Well, I mean, yeah, Peter Parker did come out the hospital, but nobody remembers Peter now. But now I thought it was kind of funny to see Spider-Man, in the background in the hospital. That was kind of funny though. Yeah. But anyways, yeah. Now, of course, he went with MJ again. MJ started to remember Peter, and then guess what? Ned, at the very end of the movie, guess what? Ned started to remember Peter Parker, and when he was like, "Wait, Peter?" I thought it was kind of funny though, and that's how the way it ended. So now I know there's gonna be another Spider-Man after this though, but who knows? We'll wait and see what's gonna be or what's for the next title. I know there's gonna be an Avengers Doomsday, which basically like we saw about it from the Fantastic Four First Steps. And as well, it's also going to be in the Avengers Secret War that comes out in 2027. Of course, and then what else? Yeah. But yeah, I actually like this movie the way it is, in my opinion. I enjoyed Spider-Man A Brand New Day. I mean, I like this movie the way it is. The cast in this movie, I thought did a really great job, of course, especially Tom Holland, who does a great job though, and then sort of Z though, I forget though, who played MJ. The one who played MJ, I think she's married to Tom Holland in real life actually, because, for example, I saw them being together though, and even have her being pregnant, you know, as well, which I don't know if that's really true or not. I don't know if that's really true or not, because unless that's just AI stuff, right? But I don't know. I'm pretty sure him and the actors who play MJ, who's married in real life, I don't know. I'm not really sure though. I'm not sure any details though, but still though, I mean, come on. Of course, especially with Sandy Sink, you know, I think she did a really great job in the role in this movie. I think she did a really great role for me, in my opinion. You know, she was the one who played Max from Stranger Things, though. Yeah, she plays Max from Stranger Things. I mean, she's played in a couple other movies. She was also in The Whale with Brendan Fraser, and she's been in a couple other movies. She's also going to be in the Avengers Secret War, which I don't know if she's going to be in. If she's going to be in Doomsday, I'm not sure. But I do know she was going to be in Secret War in 2027, the next one. I'm not sure though, but I still think she does a pretty good job though. And also John Bernthal, who played as the Punisher. I mean, I think he does a really great job as well. He did really awesome though, for me, in my opinion. I mean, that right after, it's been so many years since he played Shane Walsh from the Walking Dead series. You know, before he played all that some other stuff though. He was also in the Counted 1 and 2 with Ben Affleck, the Punisher. He was also bits and pieces in Peanut Butter Falcon, which, because he was played as his dead brother, but, you know, he played a lot of different things, you know, but still, you know. But everybody else in this movie did a great job in this cast in this movie, you know. Honestly, they did a pretty good job, though. But like I said, I enjoyed No Way Home, though. That was a pretty good movie, though. I mean, not No Way Home. A Brand New Day, that was a pretty excellent movie. I do feel like this is my favorite movie of this year, for me, in my opinion. In my opinion, though. And yes, I understand nobody's interested with this movie, which I do understand it. I mean, people can like or dislike whatever they want. It's their opinion. So, but hey, nothing against people who is not interested with the movie. Then it's your opinion. So, but I absolutely surprisingly do enjoy A Brand New Day. I thought it was a pretty fresh start, despite the problem, or not problems, but just something with it, you know. But I did enjoy it though. So, but anyway, guys, thanks for watching. That's my review of A Brand New Day. Tom Holland and the other cast, like I said, he does a great job. And yeah, so thank you so much for watching though. Also, I did went and saw it with a friend and my mom as well. We both went and saw it. We both liked it. Oh, I forgot to mention, the guy who plays the Incredible Hulk, I think from 2008, if I'm not mistaken, he's in that movie. Plus, the Hulk himself, we have him in this movie, believe it or not. It's a major spoiler, I know, I almost forgot, but I'm glad I brought this up now. So, yeah, we got to see the Hulk in this movie. But yeah. Of course, with the Hulk, you know, from 2003, 2008, the Avengers movies, of course, the one with Harrison Ford, you know, Brave New World, which I'm surprised I haven't seen this one yet, though, but yeah, I mean, still, I'm just saying, just a different Hulk, not the same actor though, from Brave New World, so, you know. But once again, guys, thanks for watching. See you guys, team with respect, and I'll see you guys later. So hope you guys have a wonderful day. See ya.